we found a little train museum in Djursland, Denmark. Want to see what we saw? Come back after the titles and take a tour with us. Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge, Mile Train Outsider, the Miracle Outsider, a Night of the Round Boy Table, back with another video from our trip to Europe. This one involves our visit to the Djursland National Railway Museum. Now, Djursland is this eastern part of Denmark, which also includes the peninsula that Abeltoft is on, where Jean Ricard lives. Jean Ricard is a member of this museum society and used to do work there, but it's a small group of people. They're also a model railway club, and they run a layout at the museum. Now, the museum does not have a lot of pieces. It is a small museum, but it's very cool. You really get to get up into the locos they have and mess around and play with buttons and switches and everything. Very interesting tool area. A lot of the tools that the workers had, and I got to play with a roundhouse and a turntable, so that was really cool. And I actually learned a lot of stuff that I probably should have known but never thought about before. So why don't you join the tour with us, and I hope you enjoy it.
We have just arrived at the Djursland Jernbaan Museum, the little local railway museum. It's not big, but it's got a couple of cool things in it, including a old turntable here and a small roundhouse. It has a little bit inside. We got some stock here and old flatbed, a couple of chemical tankers, an oil tanker, and a little bit more down there, and a couple of buildings down there, which I'll have to catch on the way out. But we're going to walk in and see a couple of things. So this is a small one, but what the hey, right? Those are missing their What are you doing?
I'm preparing this for Joyce to have a ride on.
Good.
Would you give me a hand?
Jean Ricard is forcing Joyce to do this little biking exercise. How do you brake it? Go pedal backwards? There you go, Joyce, your first test into working your way into model railway. Is there a way to brake it? Is it just press backwards? Oh, there's a little foot brake. That's weird.
Does it go backwards?
Can you pedal backwards?
I don't know. Otherwise, you know, in the old days they would turn it around, so you probably can.
Oh, do you want to try it?
Do I want to try it?
Yep.
I could give it a try. I'm just waiting for you to stop.
Go to your work site with this
Oh. Okay, I feel much better on it now.
That's why they needed women. I showed you where the brake was, right?
I feel like it's gonna fall off.
I know.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I can see where you get the sense of it, though. All right, you should probably stop. So,
the hang of it.
yep.
I can see.
So the function of this rail bike
Yeah.
is just to get you up to a job site, I assume?
Yeah, and to inspect the line.
Yeah,
You
okay.
know, basically being the. Do you need some help? Not yet, but maybe to turn it around a bit. My goal is to get this up on that side, that up on that for filming.
All right, but while you're here, can you step between the trees and film that snowplow?
I was just thinking that George could sit on
The red button, make sure there's a red bar.
It is on top and it's running. So let's see the Joyce and Dodge family running the rail bike.
Yeah. I'm doing this for your entertainment, so don't give me grief when I tell you how to film my camera. Beer wagons with all the and I can say, yeah, I've got a couple that are this style and a bunch that are that style.
Is for sale.
Right.
But what I really want to put to your attention.
I already saw that, but I was liking the hat.
He did. He's got an eye for that,
Because those are actually digital and at a very fair price. May I?
This is also a club. They are a club. See, John Ricard was just showing me he has this one last night.
This is our
So
gate. The reserve was moved.
Yeah, I could see it.
Oh, it's running, but not too good.
Right. No, it's not.
So this is the club's display layout for the museum. Oh.
It's all block detection.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll stop.
Yeah, it's stopping on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But you
good.
just have to push the buttons, you know.
Right.
So for your, if you focus on, no, if you focus on the main station over there,
Yeah.
I'll start the trains.
Okay. Oh, so there's the TEE one, like one. That's a cool locomotive. John's running them all.
It's the bottom of the stuff.
Try to catch him passing there.
Yeah,
Suppose I could go lower.
change completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
And if you look at the slide number 2 from of 3, you can actually see a model of the beer car.
Oh, right.
that you saw.
Yeah.
The beer car that's outside, there's a model of it right here.
Yep, I see that.
And then Carlsberg and Tuborg. Yeah, well, I guess no accounting for taste. When you got the dagger in, you might as well twist it a bit. Oh, this is pretty. I like this train.
Okay.
I like that one right here.
That was a prototype train.
Oh,
they
was
made.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
DSP.
To be honest, I kind of like that hat in an odd, stupid way.
Yeah, I know.
What?
I said, yeah, I know.
Yeah, no? Oh, come on. Oh, I love the bridge tower and that. That's cool.
Yeah.
All the models. at all these. Trying to recreate what this station once looked like. Again, no matter how much you video, you just never capture it. It is a small museum. Your locomotives, you probably recognize those tools. Logbook, pictures of all the station masters over time. Notbremse, I recognize that. It's only one letter different than German.
Yeah.
Notbremse. These plates celebrating. I'm sorry, I'm probably going fast, but we are running through a lot of places today, but really want to try to capture it. This is a very small museum, but it's these small museums that are so special. And
totally rebuilt compared to when it was
this is one of the very rare stations that's been turned into a museum in Denmark, where they actually have all the buildings. They've been converted over time, but nothing's been torn down. They talk about how the water towers, well, we don't do steamers anymore, get rid of the water towers, but the water tower is still here.
Just pay attention to working on the track.
Oh.
And when he knew that a train was upcoming, he would blow the horn so they would, because
Even the
the
military.
driver of the train wouldn't know where the track gang was. So
Yep, warned them to get out of the
Yeah.
way.
yeah, some of you on the back.
That actually
if
works.
The band has been blue, you would be.
Oh, sure. He makes us ride that really old hard one, and they got this really nice bright red one that's motorized. We could have done that, but no, Jean Ricard makes sure we ride the lower one. Wow. I'm sorry. The oil. You can smell the grease and oil.
Yeah.
No matter how many years away, you can smell the work, as my dad would say. You smell the work. Is that an old sandwich or?
This was part of it, not necessarily the station, but any shop that had anything when it was outside of opening hours. They would have if you had a tobacco shop, you would leave the smallest amount of compared to the of course the price. Or if you had the bakery in the old days, they would have one outside. So when the bakery closed, so that you could.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I took some pictures now.
And this
So-
map over here actually shows the harbor of Aarhus
Okay.
and all the tracks. And the station that you arrived at is here, and it's not drawn in, but as soon as you leave, you can see all the different tracks
Directions you
and
go.
all the points where they could change.
Yep. Old payphone booth, but yeah. They even took out all the old cellular booths in Delmenhorst.
You should try and go in and go through the entire locomotion. You can go to the other end.
Oh, wow. Oh, can I turn on my light here? I don't think it lets you turn on the light in this mode.
I don't think you can.
No, he's talking about his camera.
Okay.
If he could turn the light on.
Dark in here. You go past the door. Oh, look. Yeah, I can't, you got the steering here. This is where the guy would stand to steer.
Right.
And his pressure valve gauges and whatever else. But the motor is right here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know, can I maybe film it this way, give a sense? This is almost as tall as me. and goes all the way to the floor. Whoops, sorry, I scanned that too fast. But, oh, yeah, I don't think guys like me could have been allowed to work in here. Too big. And I know they would have worked it, but yeah. Oh my goodness. This is something else. These two. Wonder if there would have been some sort of valve between here, rubber, heavy duty valve or hose. Yep, and then the driver on this end too. And duck your head, Anthony. I thought that was a person for a second. So, and then the other end driver. Are we there yet? Oh my goodness, this is... I haven't been inside the motor of any running locomotive. Right. You know, we saw the cutout one at York. Uh-huh. And, I'm sorry, sir, you can't board this train now.
Yeah, I know, but I truly enjoy showing you the museum.
Catch this one more time this way. Yeah, just using you as a measurement to show how big this motor is. Yeah, oh my God, that smells like the factory my dad worked at. Have to go in with them and start up the boilers sometimes. Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings.
And this car, I don't know if you can recall it, but that was actually a model, the model you saw yesterday, the little old postcard that I showed. This is
the real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. And so the coat of arms would have been right up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, wow. I'm going to have to somehow try to remember to snip a picture.
Underneath the post
contour.
Yeah. Between the post office. Because you can actually see when it came into the platform and was running as a postal train, you had a letterbox so that you could mail. The latest letter you could mail was when it was at the track and you put it.
Gee, I keep running into you here.
And this is very special too, because this is some of the, it's made like, this is more or less like a postal department, you can see. But this over here, when we do like, we are alone here today, so you just remember to
come back, yeah.
You can see this was the station master at Ebeltoft. This is his desk, or could be his desk. But what is really interesting is this is the whole entire control system for entering and exiting Ebeltoft station. You know, you could either have green from coming into or green from the harbor, and you could only ever work the switches if you had the key in it. So if you had to take the key out and go to the physically go to the switches and put the key in that switch that you wanted to move, and if that was taken out you couldn't get green.
Right.
It would always be red.
Right.
Old suitcases. Man, I remember having suitcases like this as a kid. Little maintenance of way, I guess, vehicle. Very friendly people here. It's a small museum in Skanderborg. Apparently the D in the middle of syllables is quiet, so even though it's spelled Skanderborg, it's Skanderborg. But, oh. So here, Jean, if you really want to have a laugh at my education, here's one of these little diesel shunters. How would this compare to, say, a V... What are they, the V60s or the 363s that I got from Horst? How would this compare in size?
A little bit smaller.
A little bit smaller. Okay.
A little bit smaller.
This is my education, because as models, they always look so tiny, and I'm like, bleh. And then here it is, and it's actually big. I mean, obviously it's not as big as some of the big locomotives I've seen,
If you
but...
look, if you really take this in, you know, and you are also allowed to enter the cabin of it.
Okay.
I have a model of exactly that model. at
Okay.
home, so that when eventually when we get home, and you kind of have the feeling of this, I can show you that in 1-87 in HO.
And there's the Frick's name again. But yeah, this is cool. I actually get to go up in here. And the thing is, we're here on an off day, but because Jean Ricard is a member of the club, we get in. The privileges. Before we go, because this is actually the end of the museum. This is it. They had some stuff you saw outside, and we took some video. But let's go in and drive a diesel. And we are in the control. I have leaned into the control section of the Mallard, for example, but this is the first time I've been in actual steering, all the gadgetries of a locomotive. Wow, you really get a sense of both how narrow the view is when you're standing here trying to drive and see things and cut off. Old tubes. Unfortunately, I can't use my light when I'm in this mode. I've got this on the widest setting possible, ultra wide. But when you go ultra wide, you can't use the light function on it. They do have this light here, and it is currently on. If I turn it around this way, will that help light things up? Sorry about that. There we go. How's that? There. And the only thing in the way is my shadow. But there, now you can really see all the switches and controls here. So this light was on, I just turned it around to get a more direct light. This is something else. How cool is it to actually stand here and none of the horn or whistles work, darn it. Maximum speed 60 kilometers TML, which is per hour. Dear.
What is the point of ignoring them? What's the point of this?
These are steering wheels.
You don't have to
Actually,
steer, do
you put it into
No.
gear, and that is the throttle. The
Okay.
wheels
That's the throttle
are
to
the
speed.
throttle, so that you can.
Speed it up and
Yeah,
slow down and
yeah.
yeah, okay. That makes sense.
They're steering wheels, dear, so you turn left or right. Come on, everybody knows this. And earlier we were talking about a crest on the postcard, but that's the crest right there. And Jean Ricard last night was showing me a model of this, which I think inspired him to bring us here today. But yeah, so I have a model train to go by. Maybe a hat, but Joyce thinks I'm silly for wanting a hat. You know, just get a shot of this from out here. The bike we rode a little bit ago, and some of the other little wagons and that. So, old gas pump, diesel fuel, some spare tires. So yeah, it's a small museum. There's some buildings up there, but we didn't go up there. There is an oil tanker up there.
Do you know what those are for? What would you guess those two types of?
You could put rail ties in there.
It's no. It's actually for loading coal to steam locomotives.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
You used to have a giant crane, but you see they were practical, so they made it as wide as the track, so they could run them on normal track
Right.
with coal in it, and then they could have the crane picking.
So both of
Pick
them.
them up. Yeah, so you would unlock the handle there to release them, and then it'd pick them up. Okay.
And train it over to the coal car of
Yeah.
the steam locomotive.
Gotcha.
Dump it.
Okay, now do I have to adjust it in any way first?
No, you just grab the handle and walk in either direction to see whether.
Oh, wow.
Because it can only be locked in the position where there's tracks, you know. You can even see it's a very cheap model of a turntable. They haven't built the rounding all the way around. They only-
Amazing that one guy could do this.
Well, you don't have a logo on it.
well, we have. If
Went
you
too
I
far.
would have never thought. I mean, you see turntables, but of course it's always on model sets, and it's all automatic. But to think it was manual, and that with a locomotive on this. Now, I did not lock anything. You have to lock it.
I just want.
Did I line it up well enough?
Yeah, yours just.
Yay!
How did you lock it? And you basically take this.
Yeah. Okay, and it puts it in even better.
Now you cannot move it in either side.
Right.
Now it's really locked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't move it.
And then you have a split bolt that you.
Right, you got a bar. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Wow. Okay. So all your different rail sizes. Well, not all your different, but
No, but quite
Most-
a lot. And you have the codes in the letters, and on it, it's like that's a code 4 track.
code 6 and code 5.
And it says, I think it says 60 kilos, and that means
Yeah,
that,
45. That one is 50 and that one's 60.
yeah, and the kilo is per meter.
Okay.
So if you have 1 meter of track, you know,
Right.
it's
Oh, wow. Memory.
so.
My dad had something like this in his tool shop all these years, and I just thought it was some sort of mini anvil. It was a piece of rail that he used as for part of his tooling.
What is actually also interesting is this is one of the earliest pieces of track. You know, this is the running,
Right.
and you just screwed it. It's hollow, a hollow rail. You know.
Right.
Okay, so that was our tour of the Djursland National Railway Museum. Very cool place. It was very nice to visit. We loved chatting with some of the club members. They work very hard. They're a small group. They work very hard to keep it going. They're always trying to add new pieces and restore things. I had a lot of fun messing and realizing how a turntable at a roundhouse worked. It was very cool to do that. And yeah, it was definitely cool, and I enjoyed the place and even bought a model locomotive there. So yeah, definitely if you happen to be in that region and you're into trains, probably worth a visit. It was very cool. So with that, I'm going to say until my next video, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains. Take care, everybody.